Greetings and salutations to the bloodline. Greetings and salutations. Still getting myself together here. Man, there's a lot going on in the news and in the media right now. Let me see if I can pull this up because I was deep.
I had the number. I had the number. My mom said that new number. She showed me a new number.
Maybe it'll pop up now. This might be it. So, I don't know if anybody's been on YouTube streets today, but Big Dog Philly OG gave a dope one about it was pretty much about this topic. And they went deep. So I wanted to just read a piece of this article from, I'm not sure if it was NPR. Let me check this out and then I'll share my screen in a second. I don't want that article. That's a bunch of people running their mouth. I want to know. Here we go. I think this is it. Share screen. I hope this is it. Nope. Boy, they do that real quick, don't they? They love to switch that out so fast. Like, we don't want you reading our stuff and making it known publicly. And I don't want the New York Times. I want the one I had. I think this is it. Let's try it again. Okay, I think this is it, or one of the articles I was interested in reading. So let's try this again. Because my thing is spinning already, like, present. All right, it's up there. Let me enlarge it just a little bit. Maybe you guys can enlarge it on your end. I'm not sure. Oh, excuse me. So let's get into it. Because of definitely I'm going to break this down. But there was a young man, Big Dog Philly OG was playing on I guess he has a podcast, and he was going deep into the homelessness about what they were doing to our people. So if you are indigenous, aka Black, African American, whatever, this is about you. They've already proven that they don't mind giving the immigrants all the money to house the immigrants. So now the Supreme Court is going to weigh in that they can criminalize those of us who are considered homeless. Who does that mean? That usually mean us. So let's dig in deep to this because we don't be having the forward fall to make sure we understand what's going on in the realm. So this is an AP article. The Supreme Court wrestled with major questions about the growing issue of homelessness on Monday as it considered whether cities can punish people for sleeping outside when shelter space is lacking. It's the most significant case before the High Court in decades on the issue and comes as record numbers of people are without permanent place to live in the United States. The case started in the rural Oregon town of Grants Pass, which began fining people $295. Now you already homeless, you already have no home, so now they're going to create like they said, debt prison. They're going to create a debtor's prison for us. That's what all these prisons are for. Remember that the states were suing the prisons because the people, niggas, were not filling up the beds. Now, the Supreme Court is going to make sure that happens. They have all these industrial prisons that they built years ago, right before the pandemic. They were suing. Look this up on Google. Google it yourself. States suing private prisons or the private, states suing private prisons because the prisons promise that the states are going to make so much money because you're going to fill up these prisons with people. Now you know that this is a debtor society, and our people are always going into debt. So now they take your home from you, they take your jobs from you, they make sure you have a substandard education, and now when you lose everything, they're going to keep throwing you into debt until they can throw you in prison. And then the private prisons that are run by these big corporations can start making their money that they were promised in 2015 and up. Okay, so let's keep going. The case started in the rural Oregon town of Grants Pass, which began fining people $295 for sleeping outside as the cost of housing escalated and tents sprung up in the city's public parks. The San Francisco based U.S. Ninth Circuit Court of Appeals struck down the law under its holding that banning camping in places without enough shelter beds amounts to cruel and unusual punishment. But is that going to be cruel and unusual punishment for us? I don't think so. I know so. So this is what we have to be aware of. Whatever they consider cruel and unusual, cruel and excessive punishment for humans never goes for us. We are not human, and they keep proving that in their humane society. Please pay attention. Greetings and salutations, Michael Passio. Yes, we getting it in because it's coming. So this is what they have for us, our people, after the solar eclipse. That they're It don't matter that they put up that Jesus is, black and we're the true people. It don't matter because now they want us to forgive them under the continuing persecution of our people. I told you, do not accept that Jesus contract. Indigenous people, aka black people, African Americans, we do not practice religion and monotheism the same way they do. They use monotheism to murder, torture, rape. That's all they've ever used it for. That's all it can be for. If you accept the Jesus contract, woe to you. Okay? Woe to you. So let's keep going with this article. Yep. The justices appeared to be leaning toward a narrow ruling in the case after hearing arguments that showed the stark terms of the debate over homelessness in western states like California, which is home to one third of the country's homeless population. Sleeping is a biological necessity, and people may be forced to do it outside if they can't get housing or there's no space in shelters, Justice Sonia Sotomayor said. Where do we put them if every city, every village, every town lacks compassion and passes a law identical to this? Where are they supposed to sleep? Are they supposed to kill themselves not sleeping? She said. Solving homelessness is a complicated issue, said Justice Brett Kavanaugh. He questioned whether ticketing people for camping helps if there aren't enough shelter beds to hold everyone, but also raised concerns about federal courts micromanaging policy. So, all of these people are sick, racist bastards. I'm going to come out and say that now. You know damn well y'all got immigrants in our country, on our lands. You're housing them, you're feeding them, with our tax dollars. But this is what you want to do to us. Homelessness is not a complicated situation for black people. Leave us the fuck alone. You see this shit? This is sick. Solving homelessness is a complicated. Where immigrants come over here and get damn near $5,000 a month, they not homeless, but our people is. So this is what I mean when I said the war between us, the Boule and us, the indigenous beings, is about to begin, because the Boule is going to either kick us out, and they have no problem with that because we don't ascribe to the American dream. We don't. We know it's a fallacy. I'm not at 51 years old about to grind shit to become wealthy like who? Who says that is my definition of heaven or wealth? It's not. And let me make something else clear. As long as you on this planet and you look like me, you are not homeless. What you are is shelterless, and there's a motherfucking difference. A shelterless person, that's nothing. This is your home world. Listen to me. If you look like this world is your home. And they want you to work hard to pay them rent to live on your own home planet. Wake up, people. Solving homelessness is a complicated issue, said Justice Brett Kavanaugh. He questioned whether ticketing people for camping helps if there aren't enough shelter beds to hold everyone, but also raised concerns about federal courts micromanaging policy, which means let the cities let the states instigate the terms to fill up the private prisons with our people for being shelterless on our home world. Other conservative justices asked how far Eighth Amendment legal protections should extend as cities struggle with managing homelessness encampments that can be dangerous and unsanitary. How about if there are no public bathroom facilities? Do people have an Eighth Amendment right to defecate and urinate outdoors? Hell yeah, the fuck they do. Fuck y'all. Fuck y'all. So you see this? These are the so-called civilizations. The courts are here to civilize the people. And in order to civilize you, they have to what? Criminalize you. They cannot lawfully fuck with you unless they turn you into criminals, which is why they always go to their Supreme Courts and make sure they push these bias things through to criminalize us consistently and fucking constantly. And if you don't want that, quit fucking around with these voters, because these the voters that put these people in office to do this shit. Okay? So other public health laws cover that situation. Justice Department Attorney Edwin Nealer said he argued people shouldn't be punished for sleeping outside, but said the ruling striking down the Grants Pass law should be tossed out because The court didn't do enough to determine if people are involuntarily homeless. Gorsuch and other justices also raised the possibility that other aspects of state or federal law could help sort through the issue, potentially without setting sweeping new legal precedents. And there ain't gonna be no new legal precedents. It ain't new legal precedents to jail niggas for any little thing. It is not. That ain't gonna be precedents. They just talk and lie because they're gonna try to sweep a few other, ethnicities in there. But basically, they're going after us. They've already brought the immigrants in, okay? And now they want to make sure for those of us who do not know how to leave these fucking open air penal colonies, they're going to punish us for those that don't have the mindset to get the fuck on. Because we don't understand that that contract is over. I tried to tell y'all 7 years tribulation. The first eclipse was 2017, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. Y'all know I am not religious, but I am paying attention to my signs and symbols. The seventh year of tribulation, X marks the spot. Where's the X? This. Now, are we willing to go find our wealth? Because the open air penal colonies ain't it no more. I ain't marching in the street to keep no house. These houses making us sick. The World Health Organization then said half the stuff that build these houses is what? Considered carcinogenic materials. The gas that we use, they're about to by 2025 make sure that they can't be used because gas stoves are what? Carcinogenic. So let's keep going. The question is an urgent one in the West, where a cross section of Democratic and Republican officials contend that the Ninth Circuit's rulings on camping bans make it difficult for them to manage encampments. The appeals court has jurisdiction over 9 states in the West. Advocacy groups, on the other hand, argue that allowing cities to punish people who need a place to sleep will criminalize homelessness and ultimately make the crisis worse at the cost of housing increases. Hundreds of demonstrators gathered outside the Supreme Court Monday morning to advocate for more affordable housing, holding silver thermal blankets and signs like housing, not handcuffs. Because, like I said, you see where they're heading with this. Homelessness in the United States grew a dramatic 12% last year to its highest reported level, as soaring rents and a decline in the coronavirus pandemic assistance combined to put housing out of reach for more people. So you laid everybody off during the pandemic. You barely gave them any money. And who was the first to start suffering? Our people. Why? Because we're undereducated. They refused to hire us because they already knew they were going to bring these workers in. Why? Because we're the only ones that don't understand that these contracts is over and it's time to go home. It's time to leave the open air penal colonies. Okay? Hmm. Homelessness in the United States grew a dramatic 12% last year to its highest levels, as soaring rents and a decline in coronavirus pandemic assistance combined to put housing out of reach for more people. More than 650,000 people are estimated to be homeless, the most since the country began using the yearly point in time survey in 2007. Nearly half of them sleep outside. Older adults, LGBTQ plus people, and people of color are disproportionately affected, advocates said. In Oregon, a lack of mental health and addiction resources has also helped fuel the crisis. The state has some of the highest rates of homelessness and drug addiction in the nation and ranks near the bottom in access to treatments. Federal data shows the court is expected to decide the case by the end of June. So, my people, y'all got work to do. Y'all got work to do. Greetings and salutations, JW. I don't want to mess up Huey Kane. your first name, so I'm gonna stick to JW. So yes, these are the trials and tribulations that we face as a people. Okay, so they moved the immigrants in on us. We have to understand as a people, the contract is closed. Our contract with open air penal colonies is over. They want new workers because they have never, ever intended to raise the pay for us. Never, never, ever, ever. So, what is the plan? We have work to do. We have to dismantle the education that they've given us because we're not prepared for what they're doing to us. Our education that we've been given to them through religion, through academia, says trust them. They have, and they're going to look out for you, but they never do. Look at what they're doing to us. And if we don't catch it by now, we're never going to catch it. So I have another live. I'm not going to keep this too long, but I did want to mention some of these other things that were going on. Where's my phone? hmm Yeah, we're not paying attention. And I did do some other articles. Let me find my, because we have to realize that they don't have a they don't have a love for us. You know what was really freaking me out, to not to leave the subject too much. I love the libraries, and I found out that these libraries have books with skin as the cover. You know whose skin that is, right? That's so disturbing to me. I read that today. World Voices that celebrates authors and poets and um, people who make media. Their festival is done. Also, for my people that are a part of, what else? There's so much stuff on here. The book bans. I love these book bans. I love it. I love it. That's gonna be in my next. I don't know. Maybe I should just combine these lives. Greetings and salutations, Baba. How are you, the realest McCoy? Yes, I'm thinking maybe I don't want to make two different lives because this is really short and this I'm already in the flow. So the next presentation I'm going to bring up was everything that happened around the solar eclipse. Yes, yes, yes. Everything that happened around the solar eclipse. It was beautiful. And actually, that's just a 16 slides, which is unusual for me because usually I'll be having 152 slides or something. So let's see if we could get this going real quick. Mm. So I just wanted to read that article to let you know that these people are sick, racist bastards, all of them. The Supreme Courts, the justices, all of them are sick, and they all plan on torturing us. And these are their steps. I do these lives because I'm just a little bit ahead of them when it comes to this stuff. I've been ahead of them since last year, putting out this knowledge for you guys, and I don't mind. Let me see. I want this one. Self awareness, the book of Salima. This is what I was talking about when I do my private study sessions. We're working on books. And this live is going to be important to me because we got to become more aware. So yes, this live is the book of Selima, self-awareness. So I was saying before the eclipse, yeah, this is just 19 slides. Okay. I was saying before the eclipse, my classes are based on creating books. Uh, you had back in the day, you had libraries. One of the most beautiful, powerful libraries was the Library of Alexandria. There's a powerful, beautiful, but the libraries always get raided. And this is the reason why. Because we choose to put our knowledge in banks. We put our wealth in banks. We got to stop doing that. The book of Selima is about me and the knowledge I accumulate. And this is the knowledge that I'm going to pass down through to my children and my grandchildren, okay? And this helps me realize the knowledge that I want to give them. This was funded by my school, Universal Mind School of Evolution. That's my logo. So when I say I teach adults and children. You have to teach the family. I learned that the hard way when I first opened up my school when I wanted to teach families, and I realized the kids was blowing their parents away. The parents could not keep up because they had addictions they could not control, which was being entertained. We love to be entertained. So this is the book of Selima, and we about to dive right in. So they say X marks the spot today. Treasure unbound, isn't that a chromosome or does it really mean carbon based being? So X marks the spot. And I put that X marks the spot as a chromosome because the goddess is here. The goddess is here. That's why it was called X marks the spot. Y'all have ignored the goddesses for long enough, and now you're suffering big time under patriarchy rule, patriarchy education, patriarchy religion, patriarchy sexuality, patriarchy misogyny, patriarchy everything. So this is the fall of patriarchy because, as I've said before, without insult and much love, black man, you see, we under attack. What is the plan? And I meet a lot of powerful brothers, but none of them have plans for our people. Yes, this is a big task, but us as elders, this is our job. So, yes, S marks the spot. We are carbon based beings. So let's get to it. On this day, oh, I love this picture. I was at one of the farms that I worked at last year. And when I say worked at, this goddess here allowed me to kick off my Indigenous Women's Program. Yes. She was one of three farmers that allowed me to come on her farm. Readers of Salutations Equator 7, what's up? Allowed me to come on her farm last year. If you saw me living outside in my tent, because I was on like three different farms last year. I really didn't get paid because it was a starter program. I wanted to know if it was viable. So I went to the farms of our elders here in the city who needed help, who weren't receiving financial help or the physical help that they really needed. A few of them wanted their farms to produce better. So these are the things that we learned from each other. This was part of my awakening as the goddess, and I wanted to be outside. There's something about me sleeping outside that is so beneficial to my health. My face clears up. I lose weight seems like automatically. My endurance improves and my diet improves. Okay. So that was the purpose of what I did last year. You saw me sleeping outside. So I revisited her farm on the day of the eclipse. These pictures that you see now are the day of the eclipse. So let's keep going. Let's be clear. I did say this on one of my previous lives. I knew I blew a couple of minds because y'all not studying like that, like I have been. So let's be clear that water, fire, earth, and wind are all one element. It's like bending. No, it's not like bending. You are bending, but you don't realize that it's one element and that only upon your need of it does it show up the way you need it. I need warmth. It shows up as fire or heat. I need water. It shows up as that. I need this. It shows up as that. Thank you, baby. So this is what we got to do. You know, when we say these things, you do not understand that what you're using is one element. Earth, water, fire, and wind are one element that is produced based on your cognitive and understanding of it. But because, like I said, we've been programmed from the womb, and then we went through their schools and we used their TV, that this is the only way we produce fire. Turn on the stove. This is the only way we produce it. Use the fan. So what they did was they took a natural resource and found a way to service it to you and stopped you from understanding that you were already bending and utilizing this one element, and it would appear to you based on your need of it. Like I said, we are causality. We have to start paying attention to the realm. And that's what I did. I put my phone down, except for taking pictures. I did not use any of the apps, and I was the app. I surveyed my realm. I grounded myself. The weather was so beautiful, it was enough to ground. Take off your shoes and ground yourself and start talking to the realm. So these are the things that we have to become aware of as indigenous beings. That there are elements here that are for your using. If these people never, if you never had a stove or any of the things that they say you need, you will still be able to utilize earth, wind, fire, and water. Correct? See that man, they got us. They got us. Let's be clear that water, fire, earth, and wind are all one element. It is the same freaking element. One vital form of source. So why was the periodic table narrative created? And I'm not going to give you the answer because you know me. I want you to study. You got to go look this up. Okay? What is the difference between an alchemist and a bender? Yeah, baby. So, like I said, these pictures were taken on the day of the 8th, April 8th, 2024. I think that's it, 1:17 p.m. And that energy was popping. It really was. We are the causality of being. We threw away our instruction manual, so now we have to start from scratch. So, no more putting our shit in banks. No more putting your blood in blood banks. No more putting your books in libraries. No more putting your money in they banks. And no more baby banks. Beware that banks are dangerous places. It is how colonizers get rid of our knowledge. They convince you to use their banks. That ends. When they stole all the gold, what did they do? They told us we had to put it in the bank, right? When they burned down the Library of Alexandria, that was a book bank. Pay attention, people. So we cannot use their banks anymore because whenever we put our shit in their banks, they steal it. Because trust and believe, that's how they got all that stuff about the Black Jesus. We put it in the vault in their bank. And then they burnt the rest and took what and they lied about burning. I know they lied about it. What they meant was that they took everything. Like they took the gold when they said, they was going to give us this debt note. Oh, and Africa just backed their own money. I love that. I forgot the country. I've been reading today, y'all. Here inside of this loving space and opportunity, I have literally become an adult, full faculty, in learning mode, responsible for my own greedy intake of knowledge of self, mindful of everything yet knowing nothing. Ah, it's coming back, y'all. That's right. That's right. You are a larva from 0 to 20. I think from 0 to 20, you become a young child, teenager between 20 and 50. You don't reach full adult till we become 50. That's why I be looking like, damn, these people ain't got no sense till they turn damn near 50. You're older than what they say you are. Our longevity is what they always wanted. That's why they always messing with our melanin. And yes, the dandelion and clover are out, so the natural bees are getting it in, get it in, get it in, y'all. April 8th, I was surveying my realm on the day of HR equals causality. So, April 8th, we were in deep harmonic resonance, which means the realm was in harmony, except for all the stuff that these humans were doing to, experiment, whatever they do. So it had to be harmonic resonance in order for that eclipse to happen. Now, I love my people, but y'all don't understand what an eclipse is. An eclipse doesn't just mean something is eclipsing the sun. It is a gateway. I can't talk to you now. I can't do it right now. Um, it is a gateway. So the eclipse started way before the 8th. That's a big freaking gate. And I put that out there that the eclipse started before the 8th. And it has maintained, because I'm going to show you something in these slides in a minute. So, yeah, these eclipses, they ain't no joke. They are no joke. Hi, chat. Nope, nope. So let's keep going. How do I do this? I don't know. I hope you guys can see that good. So we had to have, like I said, harmonic resonance, and it happened because of us. This is a new time. So I was learning about owls, which is how this picture got in here. And we're also going to learn the difference between the organ realm and the organic realm. The organic realm is the open air penal colonies that are kicking us out. We no longer want to do the work for these people. We really want them off our realm. We don't want any more open colonies open. They are detrimental to the future of our people. And we should not be allowing them to work any longer. But we can't stop them until we re-educate ourselves and, get that together. So April 9th, this is the day after. So this is the same tree you saw previously on the 8th. And when I say these, everything just blossomed, just went crazy. These are literally pictures of the same trees the day after totality, showing out like peacocks. So people are saying that the energy was a fake eclipse. Let me tell you something. There was no rain, at least in Michigan, for us. This is the tree the day of the eclipse. This is that same tree the day after eclipse with no rain. That was a fucking real eclipse. The gate is open. The portal is open. Eclipse does not mean darkness. It does not mean woe. It means that there are celestial beings that have more intellectual and soulful power than we do, and they know how to use that portal, and they using it. That's what that means. So there was no rain, and like I said, this is the same farm. I literally went back the next day. That is the same freaking tree. Well, no, that's the pear tree. It's pear trees, cherry tree. Here we go. This is the same tree. This is the same tree on the 8th. After the 8th, the next day with no rain. After everybody was online saying, but that's a fake eclipse. Baby, no, it wasn't. No, it was not. So that's why I say I studied around for myself. I go out and do my own learning. I go out and do my own good works because I want to know what I'm looking at. Okay? Yep, I want to know what I'm looking at. So let's get to the next one. Mm-hmm. I gotta learn how to do this better. See what happened. Okay. Our focus at Universal Mass School of Evolution, our focus is to inform people, decode, and empower our students and families with proper knowledge, self-awareness through the studies of language, herbalism, and natural laws. Because really that's all there is. Even they math ain't mathing. Don't people be saying the math ain't mathing? Of course it ain't. Everybody on this plan got money but us. Everybody on this realm got house but I mean it's like come on y'all gotta kick in at some time. Okay, let me see. This is me April 9th, the day after, totality. So yeah, this was very powerful for me. I did not use any apps. I didn't even like record. I just took pictures and I put my phone down. We have to stop that. We have to learn how to put we want to sometimes record too much and that's disturbing. We have to go back to appreciating what we see and appreciating the fact that everybody doesn't have to experience what we see. Everybody doesn't have to experience what we do. So sometimes let's put the phones down, people, okay? So yeah, that was me April 9th, the day after. So this is the big kicker right here. How long have we been on? Not that long, I don't think. Hmm. So this picture is from April 14th. 6, 7 days after totality. 6 days. Now, that is a freaking planet by the sun right there. Right here, that's a freaking planet. And it's freaking huge. So there are planets here and they're probably here to stay. We have to I tried to see it today with my phone. I mean with my regular eyes, I couldn't. But the sun today, when I took a picture of it, was sitting right in front of it. So it looked like a big purple aura around the sun. But that's a whole other species. That's a whole other being, people. Pay attention and be aware, okay? Yep, pay attention and be aware. I'm gonna show you one more picture and we're gonna close out in a minute. What else? Oh, yes, 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 yes. Here we go. So within our school of self, we will study everything that has been hidden from us, how to read, what to read, and how to write out our own books. So basically, this new millennium is you recreating your own library. You are the book. You are creating the new books of Alexandria. Except we won't put them in banks. These books are for our families. This is the knowledge that we should have always had, and we were supposed to be sharing it with our people within our homes and communities. But when they convinced us to put our books in the book bank, aka the library, they raided, pillaged, and burned the rest. Because look at all these scrolls coming out. This shit was in the Library of Alexander. Don't play with me. I am not stupid, and neither are my people. They know this is. Yeah. So these books that we write, these are the new academian books for the new millennium. The Book of Selima is the new book of academic book of the millennium. And I suggest you keep any good books. Like I said, keep your Britannica. You still need your dictionaries, but the other books is trash because you the book, and you're going to study properly. Why? Because you're going to have descendants behind you reading what you put out. And if you don't want your fucking descendants to be idiots, you're going to study and create books that will guide them through this realm, help give them the success that they need. Okay? So that's why I said this is the book of self. And these books are to be passed down generation to generation and to be added on. It's almost like Charmed. They had their book of spells. This is what you do. You keep these books of knowledge within your families. We are not to give them back to other places again. You are the library. That's why people come to me like, when you gonna write a book? I'm not. I am the book. Because the same people that's been bugging me to write the books, you have to write your own books for your own family. You have to create your own knowledge to move your lineage forward. And this is why I do what I do, because I'm the book. And I recognize that because I'm in the age of majority that says these steps need to be taken if I want to save my family, because me and my family, we're in distress. Nobody's locked up or in prison or anything, but now they're starting to see what I was saying was true. People have a hard time believing the mother because the father make the shit look so good, taste so good. And the mother's like, no, I said no. That's why kids ask the mama first, because they know they need our permission, and then they go to daddy. Watch that. So let's get back to it because we only got a couple of more slides to go. And this is knowledge I really wanted to put up, so I did not put up my Cash App or anything today. Let's just go through this because the one I do put up is going to be the banger, and it's going to be private like it was last time. You have to pay to come in. I don't mind sharing this free knowledge with my people, but I am a teacher, and this is my life's work. And if I don't respect myself and make sure I'm looked out there, I can't help anybody else with this knowledge. So, what is this one? Oh, yeah. So, this is the next one. This was the same day, and this was the same day, and it was huge. This one is in the trees, and I asked, does anyone know the name of the celestial being in the picture with our sun? This being is fucking huge. That thing is huge. That thing is huge. So let's keep it moving. Mm, you hear my grandbaby? They love. They making so much noise. They'll be trying to keep the. They don't care. So this is the last slide. A wonderful millennium to the bloodlines. Yes, a wonderful millennium to the bloodlines. Enjoy this journey to self. It gets deeper until we meet next time, people. So, yes, I didn't want this live to be too long. I just wanted to bring up some very important facts. Let's be aware of what they're trying to do. They got the immigrants in here. They want us out the way. What you gonna do, my people? You know I ain't never lied to you. You know I ain't never lied to you. So yeah, that was basically it. I'm probably gonna close it out with this poem right here. Uh, and we gonna call it a night because my head, if I be on these things. Oh, some people want to do a boycott, but it's hard to boycott. People are in so many different situations that you can't tell people what to boycott if they need it. Okay, I'm gonna do this one. It's not really a poem. This is an ode to my daughter. I love her little snickerbooker. Yes. So yeah, this was just me going over some knowledge and some information for my people. Pay attention to what's going on in the courts. They about to criminalize us to fill up those corporate prisons. They've been promising to fill them up. They are going to criminalize us. If you believe that they ain't gonna come after us, even after they said Jesus is a black man and all of this other stuff, they y'all fooling yourselves because now they really need to persecute us and get us out the way because the truth is out there. And like I said, Jesus is not a man, it is the people. Jesus is just a representation of the people. Jesus is what they created so that they could create the one. I am the one. I am the only savior. You have to, that patriarchy monotheism bullshit. So yeah, basically that's what they doing. So this is a book to my baby on how to cook up an indigenous child. This is a parents and children's tale. Vital essence and ingredients: one big old heap of love, one strong heart, 3 tablespoons of singing, 4 cups of curiosity, 3 cups of hugs, and add a pinch of style, 1.5 cups of proper persona, 2 cups of trust, 2.5 cups of questions, 1 cup of joy, 3 cups of authenticity. I love that. 1 teaspoon of falls, 1 stick of buttery kisses, several frozen eye rolls because they do love to roll their eyes at us. Let 1 jar of the ability to enjoy one's own company, sit in the sun for 1 to 4 hours. 4 cups of loyalty, refrigerate tears for 5 hours. 2 cups of adventurous journey. 3.5 cups of I will investigate for myself. I am a one. I am a lead character. 1 drum of great health. 5 gallons of bubbles, hula hoops, jacks, coloring books, tea parties, laughter, jump rope, tree climbing, Legos, creativity, and strength. Gently fold in melanated honesty. Blend in also the ability to make others smile. 1 large foil pan for play. Blend in all the moving parts. Preheat oven at I'm ready. Bake for 9 to 10 months. Removed when desired consistency is reached, aka labor. I love you all. Greetings and salutations and peace and love. Thank you all for coming in today. I know that this knowledge was very helpful to you, and if it wasn't, please go check out Big Dog Philly OG's live from earlier. Those people, they were powerful. I didn't even go on the panel. I just had to sit in and listen. So there are some very powerful people out here making it happen. Please get this knowledge. We out here because we want to give our people the knowledge. We tired of us getting the shortest straw. So gratitude. Mwah. And I'll see you. My birthday, May 19th. It might be about then. Maybe May 11th. We'll see. Peace and love.